Hey Libra, come on in. It's time for your energy forecast for the week ahead. Hi there everyone, my name is Lee Shanks, aka Intuitive Lee. I am currently pulling from the Enchanted Map Oracle. This first card here, Libra, is going to give you your overarching energy for the week ahead. This is for March 17th through to the 23rd. Excuse me, gonna take a drink of water. One moment, please. That's better. Now I can talk again. All right, Libra. So this first card, as I was saying, is going to be your overarching energy for the entire week ahead. And that is the week of March 17th through to the 23rd. Now, March 17th is St. Patrick's Day. And I wish you St. Patty's Day blessings, one and all. And then the end of the week, we're going to be getting into eclipse energy. So if you have any desire or need or want to know what this upcoming eclipse season is going to mean for you, specifically Libra, I encourage you to look it up. I don't have time to get through it all this week, including your energy forecast. So just go and look it up, what it means for you, what it means for your sign, particularly with this one coming up. All right. And then we have your overarching energy is the storm fields around you here, Libra. And I'm saying around you because I do feel like it's people and circumstances in your environment as opposed to something going on with you. But it doesn't mean it won't affect you. All right. So I do feel like if you're paying close attention and you're looking at that card, I don't know if I can take it. There we go. Do you see how there's basically, you can tell there's a clear path all the way to that cottage. That cottage represents safe haven in a storm, right? It's not going to get picked up and blown away by that tornado. It's going to stay right where it is. And you know that because there's flowers along the way, right? Sorry, dogs are going nuts now. Hope you can't hear that. Maybe you can. Anyway, so for me with this card, with the storms coming, you've got safe haven and you're being encouraged to sort of hunker down in your safe haven for this week. Sorry, dogs would get a little carried away. I probably got deer or bear or something walking through the back 40 there and they're alerting me to it, which is fine. It's what they're supposed to do, but they're also supposed to listen to me when I tell them to stop. And they have, so yay. All right, so taking safe haven, hunkering down, letting the storm blow by you is kind of the sense I'm getting without you stepping into the storm. There's no need for you to be in the storm. And what I was going to say, that pathway there is lined. It has flowers along the way. So it's almost getting the sense of there's no urgency here. You can stop and smell the flowers along the way, but know that you're headed to a safe haven and you're going to hunker down and you're not allowing yourself to be pulled into the storm ahead. All right. Again, because it's not you. I feel like it's your environment, other people around you that are involved or are the storm, if you will. You just have to hunker down. You don't have to become part of it. That's a choice, right? Yeah. And then look at this. Towards the middle of the week, we're talking about your inner life. All right. So maybe while you're hunkered down in your safe little cabin, watching the storm blow by, you're going inward. And it says your inner life is a garden to be cultivated. I am so guilty of this one. I get so distracted between, my business, my home life, my downtime, doing things like, reading or watching TV or doing anything except for examining and doing that quiet contemplation of my life, where I want it to go, the things I'm setting intention for, that I'm manifesting. I do that sort of sometimes. I get so caught up in the day-to-day that I do that as sort of an off the side kind of thing. And this is very much saying at this time for you, Libra, to make it sort of the focus for you, right? You're going to be hunkered down in that cabin watching the storm go by anyway. So why not take the time to go inward and learn a little bit about you, where you are, what you're going through, what can be learned from it, how you can grow from it. Yeah, this is definitely a time for that inner journey. And then look at this. And we have emptied by the middle of the week. All right. So it says the ending and the beginning lie at either side of the same door. Oh, love this for you, Libra, because really what it's confirming here is that when you go inward and you take that time to just sort of hunker down, you'll get all caught up in that storm energy and it's blowing and maybe there's things, the door's getting blown open and, leaves and debris are tumbling into the house kind of stuff. But if you get caught up into that little moment there of that little bit of debris and those leaves, it becomes your entire world, right? Like, oh no, the storm blew the door open. Now what am I going to do? Instead of just getting up and closing the door and taking the broom and dustpan it's not a big deal. They're saying like, get things in perspective. And through that, you're going to understand that this marks the end of something. At the end of this, you're going to know that you need to put a better closing, hinges, door locks on your door. You're going to know that Your place of refuge is within. And all of that brings one way of thinking to an ending, right? One way of living and being to an ending. And that's okay. That's actually really, really good, Libra, because what that's doing is opening up for renewal and new things to come in. Do you imagine how much more peace you're going to have huddled into your little cottage in your home, watching the storm blow by and knowing you do not have to sit with your back against the door with the dresser and the chairs and everything because you're worried about the door blowing open. You'll have fixed the door. That period of your life is over. You don't have that worry or that concern anymore every time a storm blows in that it's going to blow that door open, right? So it's a new way of being. It's the end of one thing. Then you're going to be in your home and you're going to be able to go around and putter and do your things and sit in contemplation or read a quiet book, have a glass of wine, celebrate the moment instead of trying to guard yourself against the moment. Isn't that a much better energy to have? I think so. And then by the end of the week, we're into misalignment. Well, this is what you're going to realize through that inner contemplation, I feel here, Libra. And it says miracles become normal once we face all of the aspects of our lives in the same direction, right? So when you, again, no longer have to fortify your life against the storms blowing in, when you can just relax and say, oh, it's just a storm. It'll pass me by. It's not here forever. It's just here for now. It allows you a complete release and so much room for new energies to come in and more hope and more faith to come in. But you have to make the room for it. It is literally a thought process. All right, Libra? So I encourage you to think about that moving forward, allowing for the storms to pass you by. They're not your storms. Allowing yourself to hunker down, do the inner contemplation, release those things that you no longer have to do, like fortifying yourself against the storm, because you realize it's just a storm. I can fix the door. Not going to be worried about a few leaves blowing in. It's not a big deal. Not in the big grand scheme of things. All right? I hope this resonates with you, Libra. Please leave me a note in the chat below. Please do hit your like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you all back here next week at the beginning of our eclipse season. Blessed be Libra. This is Lee Shanks signing off.